Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is a Data in Action, every week episode about use case and solving business case of implementing data monetization and artificial intelligence. I came up with this series 1 week ago, and this is the second episode. If you like it, please consider subscribing. If there is something I can improve, do not hesitate to leave a comment or reach to me directly. I would love to improve. The original reason for making those series is basically my experience with customers that are often struggling with finding a great use case for data monetization and artificial intelligence. The executives I've been working and I'm working with, they usually want to make sure that they invest money in a proper use case, proper implementation. So I hope this series will help you to find a great use case, great case study that you can take to your company. And this series will inspire you to make sure that AI and data monetization investment, it's worth that money. So let's start with today with the use case I prepared for you. It comes from the company Scandit. Scandit, I worked with Scandit many years ago. I remember when this company was founded, they raised a lot of money, they survived many years, and this is a really great technology, usually useful for retailers and the companies that sell products in their brick and mortar stores, but not only. Today, I would like to run you over the super interesting case study. In this series, my case studies are always numbers driven. That's why it's called Data in Action. So this use case is going to show you also a lot of numbers, which hopefully you are going to like. You can find this use case on the website of Scandit, and it's titled 5 times faster processing / in-store checkout wait times. I would like to stop a little bit here because that touches a very important problem. How you can make in-store experience faster, but at the same time an experience. We know that many retailers are struggling, especially after COVID era, that most people are going on to buy online. Buying online is less struggling. You can buy it faster. You don't have to stand in a queue in a line and make sure for a register to take another customer, scan your products, and let you go home. So Scandit promises 5 times faster. By the way, this is not sponsored episode. Not all my episodes are sponsored, so this is fully my own experience. I cannot share a lot of details about my projects because of disclosure, so I always pick up use cases and case studies that are public and available, so you can always study them later. So this use case, this case study is pretty fascinating. It addresses the idea of letting people scan faster the products in a cart and leave the store faster, but at the same time make them more willing to come to the store because they could go online. So the problem statement for me would be here, like how we can make sure that people enjoy buying in store and having the fastest possible checkout. If we look at this case study, we can see this beautiful paragraph. SuperSmart provides innovative checkout solution for retailers in Europe, the USA, and Latin America. So imagine this. This needs to be compliant with privacy and data. In United States, we have different privacy law than in Europe. In Europe, we have a GDPR, which is very strict about how you process and how you actually build customer profiles. In Latin America, it's different. I've never done a project in Latin America, so I cannot tell. I mean, the privacy project, so I cannot tell by what's the law there, but I bet it's different than in the United States, in Europe. So Scandit is like fully scalable from compliant perspective. And this is a super smart app, which is very, very important. As we know, adopting app in different environments is a case. So they offer an app. What's the challenge they try to address? First one is offer next-gen self-scanning with shrinkage minimized. So we can see here a beautiful use case. We probably can say we have an app and I can, like Walmart, for example, Walmart Plus or Target offers you an app. You can scan barcodes, and before you put the product into the cart, you basically scan them and then you pay inside the app. But Scandit offers something different. They let you get the product scanned automatically and go through what it's called, and this is very important, super smart validation station. Super smart validation station, you'll see how it's going to work because I'm going to show you the video. And that's where the AI plays the main role, because this is a system that use different kind of camera software and sensors that actually can scan the whole cart. The system use AI machine learning and let assess customers' regular shopping patterns. So we can see here two things. First one, recognize and the patterns. So we can build patterns about shopping, and we can see in a video in a second how that works. So first of all, you can scan your products and then you put them all into the basket. And let's start for here a little bit. And your products are being validated by the station. So there's a lot of cameras, sensors, and everything you can imagine that build actually a consistent database of your purchases. And what you need to do, you just pull up the app, open the QR code, and let it go. And that's how the process is automatically ended. So that process actually helps to avoid a classical register. Or in a Walmart, Targets, and I bet other chains of superstores, there are sometimes people at the end of your journey that randomly pick up cards for like manual check. And that manual check has a lot of challenges. You cannot check every basket. You need to have a person there. It's a very boring job and it's low paid and things like that. So let's see how that works at the end, the Scandit technology. This is very interesting. So you can see there is a weight sensor, image recognition, shopping patterns, and customer big data. Shopping patterns are critical here because if you know how millions, maybe thousands of people are buying, how they combine products together, you basically can learn dynamically what baskets people are actually bringing to the self-validation station provided by Scandit. By studying this, you have a lot of options. Fraud prediction, you can suggest next product, you can see what is missing, but you can also learn what a seasonal shopping looks like. And then you can build profiles of customers. That's what I mentioned at the beginning, that it's very critical that they actually analyze, that are available in Europe and Latin America and USA, because around this, you need to be compliant with many different privacy laws. But let's watch this video and see what else is available there. And there's a payment gate. At the end, after validation is done, you are good to go. There is a payment gate, which is also a financial transaction. In financial transaction, weight sensor, image recognition, shopping patterns, customer big data can actually predict frauds, can actually predict missing data to finish up the payment, but also you can actually make sure that the customers are using a proper payment method. For instance, they can suggest that in this particular shopping experience, it's better to pay with Apple Pay because you have a better kickback than to pay with PayPal, for instance. That's another thing. If they understand your shopping list, you can actually then get suggestions. So suggestions are very close to recommendations. So you can suggest, and suggestion always is putting it like on missing something that you missed to scan the wafer. But you can also suggest, you can also recommend, I'm sorry, that you, with that wafer, you can go with this and that. So that's very interesting thing that Scandit is offering. But we're still talking features. So if we're talking features, we still don't know what the result, and I will bring them later. I promised at the beginning that Data in Action, my weekly episode, it's always about data-driven technologies that prove themselves already. So as you can see, the technology can be integrated with SDK. So you can embed that technology in any app around the world, I guess in any. I've never tried that integration yet. And then you can see, like, for instance, what are the three elements they get together? Their instantaneous response is critical for good user response experience. Consumers can scan products with a fraction of a second. We saw that. Accuracy is almost 100%. They say 100%. I guess there's always an error, but let's say it's high accuracy and multi-device compatibility with works on over 20,000 smartphone models, which I guess bring up scalability of this technology even to the next level. So what are the results? The most important thing in my data in action. First of all, 500,000 scans processed monthly from SuperSmart app. 80% of shopper users use the mobile app, and the faster customer orders processed are 5 times faster, which is pretty fascinating. But we have even more numbers here. Excellent feedback. So customers are coming back. If you look at the sales funnel or sales adoption, you can see that there is always an acquisition, activation, and retention. Number of customers or percentage of customers that is coming back to the app and use it again. And looks like this factor is pretty high. Then super smart checkouts are registering 300,000 transactions monthly, regularly processing over 500,000 scans per month. I don't know if 300,000 transactions is monthly. It's a huge number. Probably globally on those markets, it's not. But I guess that customers are looking at this as something that is picking up. And then we have several groceries, up to 22% of transactions go through this. And this is very interesting. If you imagine that the regular store is visited daily by 5,000 people, so 1,000 people is going through the automatic checkout. And it's automatic checkout with the fraud detection, security, and all of that we've talked together, which is 1/5 of the all in-store food traffic, which is pretty impressive. I believe companies like Amazon with the whole food markets would like to implement that because that can increase the number of people that can leave the store and a faster time span that people that even scan their products manually. So that's very interesting number. So I believe this use case, it showed us how the technology like that can be actually available and what numbers they can bring. I hope you like it. I hope it's useful for you. And I hope those numbers speak for themselves for you. As I mentioned before, this episode is not sponsored by Scandit. I'm just looking always and hunting for the great case study, which is from my projects. But as I mentioned, I cannot share my project's case studies because of disclosures. So I always find something similar that I can expose you to and hopefully inspire you to get the same results in your business. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you see a space for improvement, share your feedback in a comment on Reach to Me directly. I'll be very happy to take it, improve it, and hopefully see you next week. Have a great week and talk to you later next day. Let's do AI for good. Take care. Bye-bye.